All right, everybody. Welcome on back to the Rhodes Show. Playoff Super Wildcard Weekend Special. I'm your host, Big Brain Benny, and I'm always joined with Guy. And last week, had a very solid week to finish out the year. Couldn't push myself to 4-1 to go over 500 for the year, but 3-2, hitting the beaten book, going 25, 25, and 2 on the year. Pretty damn solid. Guy, how you feeling today?
Well, I ended up going 24, 26, and 2 on the year. But let me just tell the viewers out here. Going into week 15, I was 14 and 20, 14, 20, and 2. In 3 weeks, I went 10 and 6. That's 61%. 61%. If you're betting 61%, Vegas is kicking you out of the MGM. Kicking you out. You're banned from Vegas. Never allowed back in. So the guy ended the year really hot, and we're going to just take these playoffs by storm, and it is going to be a heat wave. And we got a lot of special guests that are also feeling real hot. So I'm excited to get ready. I'm excited.
We do. We have plenty of special guests. Bean last week, he went 4-3 on his debut on the show, submitted some picks last week, went 1-1. Very solid debut from Bean. But like we said, it's playoff special. It's Super Wild Card Weekend, and it's only right that we bring back every special guest we've had on the show. So without further ado, boys, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Mr. Prop, thanks for having me back on. Congrats on your success on this season. I'm here looking for a bit of redemption, especially being Mr. Prop. Going 0-3 was pitiful, so I'm gonna have to sprinkle a couple in here to redeem myself and get some money back for the people.
Jason Public, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's an honor to be on the show. Shout out to +1 Porter, best record this year. I'm coming for the throne, baby.
The Mute, how we doing?
Doing good, fellas. Thanks for having me back on again, especially after the poor performance that myself and some of our other special guests put on. So we got some picks. We're cutting right through the bull crap this week. We're giving our picks. We're giving our information, and that's all we got for this week.
Marky Stats, Mr. +5,000 Bills.
Hey, that's a great way to lead into my second introduction here is who gave out the +35-1 Bills Super Bowl. That's looking fantastic. Last time I was on too, I had a lot of Eagles fans, in my comments really hating on me. I predicted that game literally to a T, so that's all I got to say.
Plus Money, how we doing?
Doing fantastic, Big Brain. Just an honor to be back, making my second appearance. Hopefully I can repeat the first appearance, make the people some more money.
Let's rock and roll. And unfortunately, Subway Mac and Bean couldn't join us today. They both schedule impacts, but they'll be submitting picks, and they'll be added in right after this. So without further ado, Subway Mac and Bean's picks.
What's up, boys? Subway Mac back again to give us picks for Super Wildcard Weekend. Pretty dismal performance in my first go-around on the Road Show. We only had one winner that week, but we got the winners right here, and I'm looking to go undefeated and make a bunch of money for you guys. We're starting off with the first game of the weekend. Cleveland going on the road to face Houston and CJ Stroud. Cleveland's favored by 2 points here. It's pretty simple for me. Cleveland's got the better defense, been top defense all year. CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback, surprised a lot of folks this year. The whole team has. I feel like that defense is going to be a little too much for him. So take Cleveland here and the veteran Joe Flacco, -2. Second game, Saturday night, Tyreek Hill's return to Kansas City. Miami facing Kansas City Saturday night, the Peacock exclusive game. Make sure you guys download that. Don't forget. Terrible weather game Saturday night. I don't feel like there's going to be a bunch of points scored here. Normally, if the weather was a lot better, you'd figure this would be a shootout type game. But since the weather's going to be awful, I don't feel like it's going to be much points scored in this game. Kansas City is favored by 4.5. With the weather being as bad as it's going to be, take Miami here, +4.5. It's going to be low scoring and tight. And I like the Dolphins to cover here. Third game, we got Sunday afternoon, we got Buffalo taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin does it again. Another non-losing season. He gets his boys into the playoffs for the first time in a couple years. He goes on the road to face Josh Allen and the Bills. The Bills are favored here by 10 points. I'm surprised the number's that high. Buffalo's been good this year. They haven't been that great. They've been shaky at times. Josh Allen, he's been up and down this year. He's got a lot of turnovers. He's still electric. He still makes a lot of plays. But I feel like he's going to keep it close. He's going to turn the ball over a lot. Another terrible weather game here, so watch out for a lot of turnovers in this game. Pittsburgh likes to run the ball a lot. They've done very well the last half of the season with Najee and Jalen Warren. They've become a very dynamic duo rushing attack. So give me the Steelers here plus 10. It's going to be a tight, low-scoring game, another bad weather game. Steelers like to run the ball a lot. They're going to try to hold on to the ball as much as they can to not put it in Josh Allen's hands, and watch out for Josh Allen's turnover ability. So take the Steelers here, plus 10. We got the fourth game, Sunday afternoon. Green Bay going on the road to face Dallas at Jerry World. This is pretty much my lock of the week right here. Dallas is favored, -7 here. They do not lose in Jerry World. I believe they're undefeated this season. Pretty simple for me. Take Dallas, -7. Dak's done a fantastic job this year. CD Lamb's been lighting up the league. Dallas, pretty good defense they've had all year, and Michael Parsons leading that attack. Jordan Love's done pretty well this year for his first go-around as a starter. But I feel like that defense for Dallas is going to give him fits. And I like Dallas here, -7. Pretty easy pick for me. Lock of the week. We'll go to the Sunday night game. Matt Stafford's returning to Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Lions. I can go back and forth on this game. Detroit is favored by 3 points. I can see it going both ways, so this is a tough spread for me. The only pick in this game I like is the over at 51.5. Detroit's defense, their secondary hasn't been very good this year. You got Stafford coming in with Nakua, who broke the rookie record in receiving yards, and you got Cooper Kupp. Two dynamic receivers against a weak secondary. They're going to put up points. They're going to put up yards. So look for a high-scoring game here. And Detroit has done pretty well on offense all year. So a lot of points scored in this game. Dome game, over, pretty easy for me.
What's up, everybody? It's Bean here. I want to thank the guy and Big Brain for welcoming me back on the road show for the playoff edition. Let's win some money, and I'm going to get you winners, winners, winners. First up, we got the Cleveland Browns going to Houston for the first wild card game. I'm going to just keep it plain and simple here. I love the Cleveland Browns -2.5. Their defense is playing unbelievable. Joe Flacco has found the fountain of youth near Lake Erie, and I love Cleveland to coast into the divisional round, easily covering the spread. Next, we have my Miami Dolphins going to Arrowhead for potentially the coldest game in NFL playoff history. Well, the Dolphins are going to be a fish out of water. I love the Dolphins money line. I love the OGs, the 2017 superstars, and Bruce Irvin and Justin Houston going up to Kansas City and upsetting the Chiefs and putting an end to the dynasty, to the reign. And also, I love Durham Smythe over 18.5 receiving yards. He has been eating the last couple of weeks. Let's keep it eating for the tight end from Notre Dame. Next up, I love the Pittsburgh Steelers +10 going up to Buffalo. And then I also love Josh Allen to throw an interception at any time throughout the game. Pittsburgh Steelers are going to cover +10. That's a disgrace. Next up, we got Green Bay going to Dallas for a revenge game for Mike McCarthy, and it could be for the Packers as well. But the Dallas Cowboys are just too good at home. They're going to cover the spread and easily take care of the Packers. Been a great season, but Dallas Cowboys unstoppable at home. And next up, we got the Los Angeles Rams and the Matt Stafford homecoming coming to Detroit for the pivotal playoff game. Now, I was going back and forth thinking, what can I do? But I think Matt Stafford is just going to put the stake of the knife into the Lions fans' heart, and they're going to take care of business and cover and win. I love the Rams to cover the spread +3 and to win straight up. Give me the money line as well. And last but not least, we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling down to Tampa Bay, and I love the Tampa Bay Buccaneers +3 and them to take care of business and easily defeat the decimated Eagles. All right, thanks everybody. Do everything great as always.
All right, great picks from Subway, Mac, and Bean. Looking forward to following them and see what everyone else has to pick. Without further ado, We'll kick it off with the first game of the week. First game of Super Wildcard weekend. We have the Cleveland Browns going to the AFC South champions, Houston Texans, laying 2.5 at home. Over under 44.5. Guys, always kick us off.
Well, we are very familiar with the Cleveland Browns, us Pittsburgh natives. I have been betting the Houston Texans all year, and they have not let me down. Cleveland has found some magic with Joe Flacco, which is one of the biggest stories of the NFL season, and a kind of a sleepy NFL season this year. Joe Flacco has really come alive and helped the Browns out. I would have never guessed in a million years that they'd be in the position that they're in. It's just a shame that Joe Flacco is a senile old man that reminds me of Ryan Fitzpatrick in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Texans on this hot run off the AFC South championship that they just won. Texans plus 2.5. There's just something about them that I like. I mean, their win total to start the year was 4.5, and here they are, champions of the AFC South. What's to say not one more?
We'll kick it over to Marky Stats. You got anything for us for this game?
Yeah, I do. And honestly, I hate this pick because I hate the Cleveland Browns, but all the stats are pointing to taking them. Unfortunately, if you go back since 2008, right, there's been 5 different teams who have made the playoffs with a rookie QB and a rookie head coach. Hasn't happened since 2012 with Chuck Pagano and Andrew Luck. Ironically enough, they lost in the wild card round to Joe Flacco. But all 4 of those other teams prior to Stroud and D'Amico Ryans have lost outright in their first playoff game. It's a tough spot with being a rookie QB, rookie head coach. Not saying the Browns have a ton of playoff experience, but I think it does come down to the experience with Joe Flacco. I feel like everyone's going to pick Houston as the upset of the week. So I do think the Browns are going to cover in a close game, maybe like a 24-20 type of game. But I'm just going to stick to the side and take the Browns minus 2.5.
Jason Public, what are you thinking for this game?
Keep the points. Give me Houston money line. Lock it in.
Woo, first money line bet of the
Keep the
playoffs.
points.
Keep the points. We got a plus money line play. I love it. Speaking of plus money, Porter, what do you got?
Ooh, I like everything that Marky Stats said. I'm just going to add on another stat here. They didn't mention Joe Flacco's career playoff record, 10-5. Guy's got experience. He's running the offense. Love Stroud, love D'Amico Ryans, but I just think, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback in the playoffs, gets a tough defense. I just think Cleveland grinds them out, wins by more than 3 points. So give me Cleveland minus 2.5.
The mute. What's your take on this game?
Boys, the Joe Flacco experience is over. It was an awesome run. It was great. I like Joe Flacco. As a Steelers fan, I like Joe. And he was Raven. I like Joe Flacco. He's just a good guy. Their last 5 games were the Jags, my Jags, who were apparently terrible, the Bears, the Texans with an injured / no Stroud, the Jets, and the Bengals last week when they had their starters sitting. So the Joe Flacco experience is over. Give me Houston plus 2.5. I think this is easy, and we'll just lock it in at home. Easy win. Houston plus 2.5.
Don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that.
Mr. Prop, what do you got?
Yeah, that anybody who knows the mute, it's scary being on the same side as him. But I really look at playoffs as the time Vegas comes out to take everybody's money that they won during the season. And to me, common sense play would be the Cleveland Browns. They seem like a better team on paper. They're coming in hot. Houston is kind of a Cinderella story. And for that exact reason, I got to take Houston plus 2.5. I hate it. The only bright spot I'm telling myself is, Browns rested last week, got killed. Houston basically played a playoff game last week, so they're already in playoff form. I'm hoping that they can carry that over. Give me Houston.
So we got, 4 of you guys on Houston, 2 of you guys on the Brownies. Leave it up to me. I like what you said, Mr. Prop, about Cleveland coming off that first rest. Like, Does Cleveland really deserve to rest? I don't really know. It is Joe Flacco. He's 38 years old. It burned me last week, but I'm going to do it again. Give me this over 44.5 in the first wild card game of the day. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like around what Marky Stats said, 24-20. I'm hoping for one extra point there, maybe 24-21, something like that. It's going to be close. I don't like it. I love it. Over 44.5. That's what Big Brain's we're riding with. Let's move on to Saturday night, where we have the Miami fucking Fraud Fins. Just lost the 1 seed, lost the 2 seed, lost the division, all the way down to the 6 seed, and got to go to 10-degree Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champs. Over-under is 44. Mr. Prop, we'll let you kick us off here.
Yep. This one is a tough game for me. I do really like the Dolphins, but kind of the same strategy I went with last game. They're coming in off a loss, and Guy knows this. I never bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I took them in the Super Bowl big last year. Everybody was on the Eagles. Give me Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking Chiefs -4.5. It's no brainer.
Guy, what do you got?
I mean, this is all adding up to good signs here. I mentioned it on the show, I believe last week, when Mr. Prop and Guy are on the same side, it's a lock. Absolute lock. I don't think we've ever lost. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. It's not even a joke. I don't think we've ever lost. I mean, we don't even confer, and we were on the same side as the Saints 2 weeks ago. It was the easiest bet of my life. I'm right with Mr. Prop here on it's just hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes, especially under a touchdown favorite. I think the Chiefs, they're just almost a playoff team. Until they prove me otherwise, I'm going to keep riding Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs -4.5. I don't love this pick because the Chiefs have looked pretty down this year, but this is the time of year where the ball hits off nine defenders' heads, lands right in Travis Kelce's arms. Kadarius Toney starts catching everything, making no mistakes.
The red lipstick's looking good in the crowd.
The red lipstick looks good on T Swift. I just think the Miami Dolphins have just been beat down this year. They had so much promise. I like the Dolphins. Like they're fast, but I mean, if this game was in Miami, I'd be more tempted to take them. But I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes. Give me Kansas City -4.5 in a freezing cold game, and I think it gets ugly.
Plus money. We're gonna kick it over to you. What do you got for this game?
This game is ugly, I think. It's just looking at the spread, neither side feels good. So I got to dig into the props here. I got to have props. I'm shouting out to Bean here. His boy, Durham Smythe, over 17.5 receiving yards. He's had 4 straight games with 30-plus receiving yards. Give me Durham Smythe, over 17.5 yards. Lock it in. Waddle's banged up. Snead's on Hill with some help. Smythe's going to be wide open. 10 degrees. Lock it in.
I like it. That could happen on one reception like it has, I swear, the last 2 weeks. So lock in Durham Smythe. Shout out to Bean. Mute, what do you got this game?
So, like Mr. Prop said, to a shock to no one, I was on the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year. Again, that's just a shock to nobody. I have a personal vendetta against the Chiefs. Those of you that are in the Keister GM, you know how much I hate that team and the organizations. But you cannot trust the Dolphins, especially in the cold. Give me the under 44. If you would have told me I was taking Chiefs, Dolphins under 44, like in the beginning of the season, I would have thought I was crazy, but it's going to be so cold. I don't think the Dolphins score much, and I think the Chiefs will win, but I just don't think they score that many points. I'll take the under 44. Lock it in.
Jason Public, what do you got?
I guess I'm staying alone. I love Miami +4.5. A lot of points in a playoff game. I would like to also add Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown scorer +120.
Ooh.
Mike McDaniel, great offensive mind. He'll get Tyreek Hill's touchdown against his former team.
Jason Public, let me ask you, is it official play Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown? Or is that just a play for the
Official
people?
play along with Miami plus 4.5.
10-4, just making sure for the records. Marky Stats, what do you got? I need to hear something.
All right, so I'm just going to roll with a same game parlay here. I'm going to save some stats because I'm coming back to this game as my beat the book. So I'm going to save the stats for the beat the book to give some insight there. Obviously, we all talked about it. Miami's are frauds, yada, yada, yada. Ben, Miami's going to screw the hell out of us when it comes to this Super Bowl future. Don't even want to get me started talking to that. So I'm just looking at this game like, where can we find some value, right? So I actually found a plus 100 right on the nose, same game parlay via DraftKings, Chiefs money line, and the alternate under of 50.5. So you get to tease the under up 6.5 points, get the Chiefs on the money line. Everyone talked about how terrible Miami is in the cold, Tua in the cold. It's just, it could be a bloodbath, but I think this is going to be more so a low scoring, maybe like 23-17 type of game. I guess that really would be a Chiefs cover. But I'm rolling with that same game parlay and then just add in Isaiah Pacheco anytime touchdown scorer onto my card as well.
Just so separate Pacheco anytime.
Yeah,
touchdown?
the same game parlay is separate from the Pacheco.
Okay. 10-4. All right. So I look at this game and, I don't love Mute being on the under because I'm on the under as well. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs unders this year are 12-5, including 3 straight. The Dolphins over-unders are 8-9, including last week's under. 10-degree weather. Just give me this under. I'm just going off of straight stats and trends. I don't love it. Like the Mute said, if you'd be telling me in the beginning of the year I'm taking an under 44 in Kansas City, Miami, I'd look at myself like I'm crazy. But right now, wild card matchup, 10-degree weather. Give me this under 44. I think defense shows up this game. I think the 2017 All-Stars that the Miami Dolphins have pass rushing, they're going to show up. It's going to be closer than people think. Fuck it. Give me Miami Dolphins money line. I got to ride them. 4 straight weeks I've been on the Dolphins. Give me them again. Mark, I'm speaking into existence. We're going to Vegas for free. Dolphins money line. Let's lock and load. Under 44, Dolphins money line.
Let's go. I won't be too mad
I
about
love that.
Next game we got Sunday afternoon. We got the Green Bay Packers plus 7.5 going to the Dallas Cowboys. Over under is 50.5. I'll start us off here. Give me the Cowboys minus 7.5 at home. I think they're going to beat the shit out of the Packers. That's all I got this game. Mute, what do you got?
On my notes here, Benny, I have don't overthink it. The Packers snuck in. Cowboys minus 7.5 at home.
I like it. Straightforward to the point. Mr. Prop, what do you got?
I never got more excited than just hearing Mute say those words. Cowboys are not that good. I think they win this game, but Jordan Love, I think, is very good. I don't trust Mike McCarthy either in the playoffs. 7.5 is too much. I'll take the points. Green Bay plus 7.5.
The Packers. Jason Public, what do you got this game?
Everyone
You
knows.
Can't be on the Cowboys, right?
Dallas Cowboys every year, they don't win games in January. It's a proven fact. They've never won in my lifetime. They never will. Giving the Packers a touchdown in a playoff game? No shot. Hammer Green Bay plus 7.5. I love it.
Plus money, what do you got?
I'm going to have to agree with Jason Public here. I mean, great analysis. Dallas complete choke artist in the playoffs. Mike McCarthy stinks. Jordan Love's been balling out. His last 8 or so games, he's 16 touchdowns to 1 interception. I think they're going to be able to score with them, and I think 7.5 is too many points. Give me Green Bay plus 7.5.
Marky Stats, what do you got?
I do want to take Green Bay, but I'm debating if I want to double dip on this game. Because believe it or not, I mean, actually, we probably do believe this because, right, we all know that the Cowboys choke in the playoffs. Well, they're 3-12-1 against the spread in the playoffs since 1997. So they lose and don't cover. So you know what? With that stat, I am going to take the Packers at plus 7.5. I'll take the hook after the touchdown. I love that, but I'm actually also going to take the over. Dallas Cowboys home games this year have been track meets. I get it's in the playoffs, so you might think, hey, they're going to the defenses usually lock up. At Cowboys at home, on the turf, no weather a factor. Jordan Love actually has looked amazing. Like, did the Packers really just hit 3 quarterbacks in a row by just grooming them and letting them sit behind? Like, that's actually insane. And also, to a little bit of a stat to back the over, 6 of the last 7 road teams have scored 20-plus points in Dallas for a playoff game against the Cowboys. So if the Packers are scoring 20-plus, all we really need is Dallas to maybe sniff the 30s, maybe a Dallas 30-24 type of win. We get the cover and the over. That's what I'm saying.
Guy, what do you got? Your Cowboys.
My Cowboys look dangerous this year. With all that being said, Dak Prescott 1-5 against the spread in the playoffs. I like Dallas outright here, but give me Green Bay plus 7.5. I just think it's too many points for Dallas to cover. I know they've looked good at home. I'm also on the over 50.5 here with Marky Stats as well. There's going to be a lot of points this game. Jordan Love has looked really good. 7.5 is too many points. I think Dallas wins outright here, but I think they might win by only 3. Give me Green Bay plus 7.5.
This has backdoor cover written all over it. It just does.
Correct.
Mute, we're riding together, and I love it. Dallas minus 7.5. We go to Sunday Night Football. Probably the best matchup of the wild card weekend. We got the LA Rams plus 3 headed to Detroit. Matt Stafford going back to Detroit. Jared Goff playing his former team. Over under is 51.5. Marky Stats, kick us off here.
Oh, man, I really did not want to kick us off this game because this is going to be the most incredible game of all time with Stafford coming back. I don't know. There was a video that was going around back when, like, the 2 years ago when Detroit was, like, 0-16 and the Rams, like, beat their ass. And Stafford was telling the defense, hey, boys, just keep your head down, keep it up. Like, you're going to be turning the corner. And look at this. Like, this is insane that we got this matchup. The script writers for the NFL before the year were they were cooking with this one. I don't know. It's so tough. Like, part of me wants to. I think the dark horse out of these entire playoffs is actually the Los Angeles Rams. Like, it would not surprise me if they go into Detroit, beat the Lions, and then they're the team in the NFC that I think the 49ers should be the most scared about because it's a division rival. They know them like the back of their hand. The Eagles might be frauds. The Cowboys on the road are frauds, even though they would have a home game against the Rams. I think I'm just going to ride with the Rams plus 3 and really trust my gut of, hey, maybe the Rams are the sleeper team in this playoffs. I feel like everyone and all the public's going to be like, Lions, first home game in forever. There is a crazy stat, though. The last time the Lions won a playoff game, the moon was a waxing crescent. Sunday night, the moon is going to be a waxing crescent. So does history repeat itself? It may, but I'm still going to take the Rams to cover.
You know, I swear we had another moon game this year where it came true. So if that's the case, you said waxing crescent last time Lions won a playoff game. Is that correct? Waxing crescent.
Marky Stats, you're muted.
Shit, my bad. I was muted. But yes, it is a waxing crescent. Last time they won in waxing crescent on Sunday. So it's like, Lions are just going to win the game, right?
With that being said, give me Detroit Lions minus 3. I'm not fucking with the moon. Give me the Lions minus 3. Plus money, what do you got this game?
The waxing crescent. Oh, man. I love that stat. I love it. Absolutely love it. I just think the Rams are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They got so many weapons on offense. Aaron Donald on defense. Dan Campbell's a psychopath, going for it, going for 2 when they got the penalty back to the 7, just complete psycho. He is going to make a blunder of some sort like that. I think the Rams walk away. So I'll take the Rams plus 3 in this game.
Mr. Prop, what do you got?
Yeah, I didn't expect to come on this show and be going against the moon, but I have to. And let me be clear, I hope this pick loses. I want Detroit to win. That city needs it. Those fans, they deserve it. I think that's just such an obvious play that I have to take the Rams, as much as it pains me.
Jason Public, what do you got?
Love this game. Favorite game.
Oh, little technical difficulties from Jason Public. We'll catch back up with them. The mute, what do you got in this game?
Mr. Prop, you're going to hate it, but I had the exact same thing written down. Some franchises just live in heartbreak, and the Lions are one of them. I know they have a lot of different things going on this year I love Dan Campbell. I love the Lions, and I had it written down. I hope this loses. And if the Lions do win, I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game where someone goes for 2 at the end of it. So just because of the circumstances with the quarterbacks, give me the Rams +3. I think it's just because it's going to be that good and that close of a game. I hope the Lions win. I just hope it's by 1 or 2.
Jason Public, you back on with us?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Love the Rams +3. Favorite game of the week. Also love Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown score. Official play. At +120. Love it. And I also love the over in this game.
Triple play from Jason
Triple
Public.
play.
Woo! Guy, what do you got for this game?
Well, I famously today at work, Jason Public and Plus Money Know, have been raving about the LA Rams as one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Mr. Prop, you said it. You want Detroit to win this game for the fans, for the franchise. It's a fun story. I don't remember the Lions being good in my 26 years on earth whatsoever. As I dug into this game, though, any idea who the most profitable quarterback against the spread is in the last 5 years?
Probably Jared Goff.
I'm gonna guess
Teddy Bridgewater.
Wrong on Teddy Bridgewater, also former Lions quarterback. But Jared Goff is the most profitable quarterback in the last 5 years against the spread, and it's not even close. He's 35-16 against the spread indoors. Anyone know who the worst quarterback against the spread is in the last 20 years?
Stafford.
Good pick, Marky Stats. Matt Stafford, $100 better on Matt Stafford in the last 20 years would be down $2,600 on Matt Stafford against the spread. That's not horrible over the last 20 years, but I mean, it kind of looks like Jason Public's Action Network. Now, I will say I'm going to take Detroit -3 here. Man in the suit play. I think the Rams are hot. I just think the Lions need this game. They need this game. Jared Goff needs this game. Dan Campbell needs this game. Just give me the Lions -3. And I've talked myself into it. I hated it this morning, but it might be it's probably my favorite play of this slate. I'm going to take -3 on Detroit. Give me the most profitable quarterback against the spread in the last 5 years.
You know, I thought I was going to be on an island with Detroit, but I knew my co-host wouldn't let me down. Me and Guy riding the Lions. Let's fucking go.
I've just observed all of that, and since you made me go first, I got to listen to a lot. I would like to formally switch my pick to the Lions -3. I can't go against the moon. As the guy was rattling off those stats, I was literally just read them about 30 seconds before he started rattling them off. I can't bet against Detroit. Their fans deserve it. And, you know, everyone's like, oh, let's get a Cleveland-Detroit Super Bowl. That'd be the worst effing Super Bowl of all time. However, the Lions are going to advance this week. I'm totally rip up everything I just said 5 minutes ago. It's Detroit -3, and we're just making it a moon play. That's the only basis that we have for it.
Moon play. I love it. The first switch of the show comes on Super Wildcard weekend. We love to see it. Anybody else want to switch? Are we all good? Locking in?
I'm right there. I'm thinking about the moon.
Do not switch, you scumbag. You're
on,
on
the
Rams.
Monday night, where
Rams plus 3.
where we have Jason Public's Philadelphia Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, going to Tampa Bay, who locked up the NFC South, beating the Panthers 9-0. Tampa Bay laying 3 points at home, over under 44. Jason Public, your Eagles, what do you got this game?
Big brain. Do you know who Chad Ochocinco is?
I do know who Chad Ochocinco is.
Do you know what my man Ochocinco is saying? We're playing possum. We're playing possum. Favorite play of the week. Favorite play of the year, actually. Eagles minus 3.
Little tough on the Vogels there. I think Jason Public, his Eagles, I think he's definitely going to ride the Eagles -3. Once he gets back on, he can confirm or deny, but I'm pretty sure we could all tell that he was riding with the Eagles -3. Am I right?
Eagles -3. Lock it in.
There we go. Plus money. What do you got this game?
Oh my God. The Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles. The last 6 games. Tough to watch this team. Just tough to watch. Just falling apart at the seams. All 3 phases just getting worse. Not how you want to be entering the playoffs. There's just nothing else to say. Give me the Bucks money line against the Eagles. Lock it in.
Money line. Mr.
Money
Prop,
line.
what do you got?
This line is gross. If you'd have told me the winner of the NFC South would be playing the Eagles and they'd only be 3-point underdogs
at home.
I have to go Buccaneers. It makes no sense. They're not good.
That's an NFC South pride pick right there.
Right.
That's what that is.
I've watched this Buccaneers team. The Saints just killed them a couple weeks ago. I needed them to lose last week to the Panthers, which they almost did. If DJ Chark doesn't fumble on the 1-yard line, the Panthers arguably go ahead and win that game 9-0. They're not a good team, which makes me think I have to take them +3. It's gross.
Marky Stats, what do you got?
So I was looking at this game and it's like, I feel honestly though, like maybe only because of the last 2 weeks that this line probably made it 3. Like if this game was, or if the playoffs started 2-3 weeks ago, and obviously all the games matter, so the line is what it was, Philly would probably be like -7.5 in this game. They would probably be so favored to blow Tampa out of the water. So it makes me want to say, hey, this is a cheap price on the Eagles here. However, Baker thrives as an underdog. He's terrible as a favorite, doesn't cover the spread as a favorite. However, he does cover the spread as a dog. And an interesting stat about Jalen Hurts, as a road favorite, he is 6-13-1 against the spread all time as a road favorite. That ain't great. So I think I'm just going to ride that stat, take Tampa +3. Philly probably squeezes by in this game. I think maybe like a low-scoring 17-16, maybe a game-winning field goal off the toe of Jake Elliott. Shouldn't be any conditions like some of these other games. I think maybe, like I said, Philly sneaks by, but Tampa's going to cover this game for sure.
The Mute, what do you got?
Big brain. I'd be willing to put a lot of money that I know what your bet is because mine's the same. Both these teams stink. If they are both in the AFC, neither of them would be in the playoffs. Give me the under. The Bucs scored 9 points against the Panthers, and the Eagles offense can't do anything. I'll take the under 44. I could see this as Marky Stat said, like a 20-19 game, something like that. Just a bunch of field goals, not much going on. But give me the under 44. I think both these teams stink.
Guy, what do you got?
Well, this game it's tough to pick. It's like Marky Stats said, I've been agreeing with him a lot here. Seems like a really cheap price for the Philadelphia Eagles, who looked like a juggernaut until they met the San Francisco 49ers, who pretty much ruined that team. Their Eagles are now about as bad as Jason Public's trash Walmart connection. I like the Bucks money line here, and I also love the under 44. I think the mute is right on the money here, where it's 20-19. I'm okay with taking Tampa on the money line here and somehow losing this game. I just think it's the right side. I mean, there's a lot of value here. Philadelphia is just they're just dead. I mean, they're just dead. They remind me of the Steelers when they went 11-0 in 2020 and then lost 6 straight, got murdered in the playoffs. I don't know. I hate the Eagles. Give me Tampa money line. Give me this under.
I think every single one of us besides Jason Public hit a big sigh before this game because this game is just disgusting. It's a standalone game. It's the last game of the wild card weekend, Monday night. We have ESPN, tier 3 of the football broadcasting world. The mute said it. He was right on the money. He called me out. I'm on this under as well. I think this game is just going to be gross. I think it's going to be like a good game, like Marky Stats said, 17-16, 20-17, something like that. This over-under, this total is never going to be in question. These teams are going to struggle to get 20 points. Give me this under 44. Lock it in. Sorry, Jason Public, you're on an island all alone with the Eagles.
You know what? Add the under to my card too.
We got what's that? 4 unders on the card right now.
That's scary hearing that many people the under, but everything you're saying makes way too much sense. Give me the under.
It's prime time. It's the lights are going to be big. Like I said, these teams are going to struggle to get 20. All right, folks. That's the last of the games. So now, as always, it's time to beat the book. Our beat the book play of the day. Last week, like I said, I won the Raiders. Antonio Pierce. We'll see if he can get the job. Won with ease. But looking forward to hearing everybody's beat the book. I'll start off. Well, actually, I lied. We'll give it our special guest like we always do. We'll go in order of appearance on the show. So, Mr. Prop, kick us off with your beat the book play of the day.
All right. So I'm sticking with my name here. I got a wild one for you guys that I want to hear some opinions on. My beat the book play of the day. Matt Stafford over half a rushing yard. 1 yard. This is gonna be a close game, I think, possibly a shootout. It's gonna come down to the fourth quarter. I'm praying the Rams aren't up too much and go into victory formation because there's no way he eclipses more than 4 yards total. But I'm thinking he'll get pressured at least one time, scramble, get a couple yards. Over half a rushing yard, Matt Stafford, lock it in.
I love it. You just got to hope that he has like 4 to 6 yards prior to them potentially being in victory formation.
That play is never dead throughout the game.
Yeah. Jason Public, what's your beat the book?
So to beat the book, we can double up from our plays earlier.
Yeah, if you love the play from earlier, just ride that as your beat the book.
I absolutely love Eagles -3.
Shocker. Wow.
Sharp pick.
Lock it in. Hammer it. Eagles -3. The mute, what do you got?
I got 2. Beat the books. We need to double up here. There's a game Sunday at 1, right?
I think so.
Okay. What's the weather?
I think it's going to be pretty windy, maybe some snow, probably cold.
The away team, they run the ball pretty well, right?
They do.
All right. Who's their running back?
Which one?
The
big boy or the little guy?
The big one from Alabama.
Oh, Najee Harris.
Yep, Najee Harris, anytime touchdown scorer at +220 is first beat the book. And then we're going to ride Texans +2.5. I think they win that game outright. The Joe Flacco experience is over. Texans +2.5 and Najee Harris anytime touchdown score at +220. Lock it in.
Marky Stats, what do you got? You said you were
I
going to
got
have
2
some
as well.
stats.
So The last time I came on this show, my beat the books were terrible. I went 0-3, and I did finish 5-6 on the show and gave out that Bill Super Bowl. But 0-3 and beat the book. It's time for some redemption. So we're gonna go 2-0 this week. Someone did already take this game and threw out some stats of the Chiefs Dolphins under.
That's right,
And
baby.
here's why. Mahomes 36-22-1 to the under in home starts, 16-3 to the under at home over the last 2 seasons. He's the most profitable home quarterback to the under. It's crazy to think about. How is Patrick Mahomes even in the same conversation as being leading for unders, right? So I'm taking that under as my first beat the book. I think that's a lock in the cold weather. I don't think that if the Dolphins are going to win, I still don't think it's going to be a shootout. Like that game is probably both teams in the low 20s, like a 22-20, 22-19. Those numbers really don't even add up. I don't even know how you get to 22-20 or 22-19. But anyways, take the under there. Second one, we're going to that Bills-Steelers game, and we're taking Josh Allen anytime interception prop. The dude turns the ball over like it's nobody's business. My only worry is maybe he might have a fumble here. And obviously, I'm taking just the interception. You can't just bet on, hey, he's going to have a turnover. But I feel pretty good that he's going to throw an interception. He's been turning the 2 red zone interceptions last week were crazy. He's turning the ball over crazy. He takes risks. In this cool weather, all it takes is one little ball thrown deep to hang up there a little too long. Minkah Fitzpatrick is back. He'll be floating back there. I'm even going to predict that the person who intercepts the ball is Minkah Fitzpatrick. And you know what? He might take it back for a pick 6. Now, I'm not going to go that crazy and say Steelers anytime touchdown, but my 2 beat the books, Chiefs, Dolphins under, Josh Allen anytime interception.
What's the line?
Plus money, what do you got?
What's the line on that Josh Allen interception?
-115 via DraftKings.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That's free
But-
money.
Yep.
He loves the arm punts.
Yes, exactly. That's a great point too. He loves when it's 4th down, they go for it. Hey, fuck, screw it. Somebody's down there, right? And if it's an interception, it's an interception. He doesn't care.
Yeah, for sure. So for my 2, I'm going to double down on the Durham Smythe over receiving yards. I just think that's a lock. And then my second one, I'm also going to go into the Steelers-Bills game and piggyback kind of off what Marky was saying, but I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers +10 as my second beat the book. The Steelers have been running the shit out of the ball the last few weeks. They've looked really good on the ground. Josh Allen, like you said, turnover central. I just think 10 is too many points to cover in those circumstances. I think the Steelers are just going to run the ball, the weather, the wind, low scoring game. +10 is a lot in a low scoring game. Give me the Steelers +10.
Big brain. Can I add another beat the book?
Of course.
I love the Bills -10.
Yes.
Is that a spike play or is that
Love
'cause you
it.
love the Bills?
No, that was a spike play. That was a spike
I think
play.
they win by 3 touchdowns.
It felt like a spike play. All right, Guy, what do you got?
Jason Public not happy about the Eagles game that everyone picked. My game also comes from the Buffalo game. I will not mention a certain team on the show, even though we all know who I'm talking about. I will not mention them by name. I will not mention the coach by name. Just Coach T is 83-61-1 on road unders. Give me the under 36. And here's a good one. And this is high stakes.
That's an ugly line.
It's an ugly line. Here's high stakes because we are in Super Wildcard weekend. You want high stakes? Marky Stats is going to love this pick.
I can't wait.
Cowboys Packers game. First touchdown scorer, Brandon Cooks +1,000. First touchdown of the game, +1,000.
Like
Not
that.
any time, just won him first touchdown. Dak Prescott finds him in the red zone.
I don't hate that play. I kind of like it a lot. I like the Brandon Cooks first touchdown. I think that's our first touchdown lock that we've given out. So the mute hit it right on the nose. That was going to be my beat the book. Najee Harris +220. Anytime touchdown score. I'm not going to double dip on that. I love it. I can't believe it's at plus 220. It's kind of jarring. It's at plus 220. My beat the book play. I hate that I'm doing this. I really hate that I'm doing this. But fly, Eagles fly. Give me the Eagles -3. Baker comes to an end. Jason Public, we're moving on to the second round. Eagles -3. This game is never going to be in doubt. I said both teams are going to struggle to get to 20. Tampa Bay is going to struggle to get to 10. Eagles handily win this game and the underhits. Beat the book, Eagles -3. Well, folks, that's all we got. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 4 best records from our special guests that we got, and they're going to join us for our divisional round. But in the meantime, let's take all these picks. Let's win some money. Thanks to all the special guests for making time out of their busy weeks to join the show. Again, apology for Subway Mac and Bean, but they'll be submitting their picks. But again, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for watching. Hope you enjoy. Let's have a great wild card weekend. Take it easy. Let's win some money.